What's going on, ladies and gents? Good folks of YouTube. Just want to get right into this video, man. You saw the title. Today, I just want to talk about the exoteric energy of religion and why that's probably going to psychologically mess you up and why you're probably just damning yourself anyways. While you actually think you're going somewhere, but you're really just slowly just killing yourself and you're just repressing it, thinking that's for the greater good. We're going to talk about that. um, and then we're going to talk about why it's more important to experience the internal esoteric energy of the experience that you're aiming for in the first place, because you're just doing it in reverse. You're just doing everything up down, upside down. But you're not gonna get what I'm telling you until I explain it. So, anyways, let me just get right into this shit, right? So, first I said exoteric energy, and what I mean by that is basically when you give the spiritual value, when you give your attention, your power, your three powers: imagination, faith, and some other shit. I forgot what it was. But once you give your spiritual powers away to this exoteric object, you've already basically lost the fight. Now you're just using what's external to bring you internal hope, bring you this happiness that you want, bring you this stability, this safeness, bring you whatever basically your spirit is looking for. So you're actually just relying basically on an idol, basically an external representation, because God is always internal. Everybody knows that, but no one really knows what that means. Like, you hear preachers, imams talking about, how God's gonna come within and lift your spirit and move things in your life if you pray. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even like, because, you know what I'm saying? I used to practice Islam, but the thing is, like, you're always just praying and hoping and just waiting. Like, who actually wants that? Like, stop waiting for a spirit to come down and move your mentalities for you, you weak ass little snake. Because that ain't gonna cut it. That's why the world in hell. Because everybody's just waiting for something to happen. Everyone is waiting to be saved. Everyone is waiting for their lives to be changed. But no one just can move their own spirit within their own body and change their lives, right? So we see a lot of examples of exoteric energies in the world, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Because even with, like, let's say parents and kids, at some point the kid has to leave the fucking nest and, you know what I'm saying, get what's his. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn about themselves, learn how they move, and learn where they gotta go. But all we do is just. That's why no one in the world is producing anyone new. That's why people are just repeating other people's experiences. That's why people are recycling other people's experiences. You get me? So people are just living the same life. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to get into other topic later because I was gonna say something else. But you get me? So this entire time you've just been stagnating yourself. You've just been moving like a turtle. You're moving slowly. Like, all you lack basically, while your life is messed up, while your life is upside down, is because you just lack the understanding of yourself, of who you are. You don't know thyself, and now you're just lost in the sauce of the world in the exoteric energy. You're lost in the lights, the shapes, and the forms that other people put out as representations for you to follow. And more often than not, when we like a person, we probably just like a virtue or a principle that they just exude. And you know what I'm saying? That probably says something about you. So saying people that like Donald Trump, that's something about something about you. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just an external virtue. He's an external principle. Because even you gotta remember, right? Even like the story of Jesus in the Garden of Proximity. I can't remember the exact story, but they were talking about how it was Jesus. It was this lady and this gardener, and Jesus was telling her, "Oh, don't worry, I'm not here, but you're always gonna see me in the world." And this gardener approached her, someone in the garden, I can't remember, and she saw Jesus through that, because all of Jesus was a principle and a virtue. And what are all humans on earth right now? Just walking principles and virtues. You're basically a representation of an archetype, of something higher than you. But you got lost in following the small examples of it here while you're supposed to create something new. So that's what I mean. People say people are lost in the exoteric energy. People are lost in the external world. People are lost in external representations. That's what the Bible tells you. People follow idols. You follow lost people and lost things that they themselves don't know who they are, right? Because you got to remember, there's always the external of how something looks, and there's always the internal of how something looks. And if you get a little bit into astrology, I'm probably gonna make a video later proving astrology, but that's not an issue. If you get into astrology, you see your sun sign and your moon sign, you see your conscious and your subconscious, they behave differently. So that's why you need to know yourself. You need to understand how people consciously perceive you from the outside and how you're actually subconsciously thinking, and how is that moving you, right? Because a lot of shit that we wear in life doesn't even come from ourselves. We just wear it because of insecurities. We wear it because, and I mean wear it, I don't mean clothes. It could be clothing too, could manifest itself like that, but I mean like behaving in a certain way or just trying to look a certain way, right? So that's what we remember in the exoteric energy. Don't get lost in the external representations of things, because you're always, most of the times, are probably gonna get lost if you don't have discernment. If you can't discern what the hell you're seeing, then you're probably most definitely gonna get lost in the sauce. And that's why you have, and that's another even topic of the exoteric energy, right? Languages. What do you think languages are? Language is just an exoteric virtue or principle, but it's written in this time. So why is spelling, spelling? Grammar, grimoria. Grimoire. Do you get it? Words are spells. That's why when you go to the mosque, when you go to the church, and when you worship Jesus, when you call upon Allah, or whatever you do, you're using words to affect your mind and to affect other people's minds around you in the church and in the mosque. That's why people start creating certain feelings within. And I'm just gonna go something deeper because I don't really care who's watching these videos. I would go even further to saying that this magic is affecting your feelings, right? Because you gotta look at it like this. In astrology, for example, right? Water signs. Water is attributed to emotions, imaginations. But water likes to stay in the emotion. Water likes to feel the emotion. It is like the emotion. It doesn't just like see the emotion like fire, like right brain. It doesn't just see the emotion. It wants to be in the emotion, but fire just experiences the emotion and disappears type of shit. So that's a reflection of your mind, right? So you know what I'm saying? With the water signs, for example, the water signs get pretty emotional. The water signs can stay in the emotions. The water signs can feel the emotions. The water signs want to be in the emotions, but that can be good and bad as well. So what I'm telling you is that when these preachers or someone speaking to you in general, they're affecting the waters within you. Because this is an exoteric. Listen, you can't be lost in the world if you can understand this shit. You can't be lost in the world if you can understand this shit. When someone speaks to you, they're affecting feelings and emotions and water within you. That's why you feel certain ways. You feel like some water in you is volatile to the point that you would even cry when water's emotions arise from within you. You would just start crying and water actually comes out. So you gotta understand that everything is actually connected. So when you're at the mosque, when you're at the church, all they're affecting you is exoterically, but you can just do the esoteric version of it, which is the more powerful version of it, which is what people are scared of, which is just the occult, which is just the hidden, the unseen, the unknown to most of the world. Because we're all affected by unseen forces that we are unaware of. You could call them Allah, Jesus, the Father of Jesus, Vishnu, Shiva. These are all archetypes, again, virtues and principles. But how do these virtues and principles that are down here, how do they reflect? Where did they come from? That's the question that most people have but can't answer, right? You see this everywhere. You see it through people, through animals, through many things in life. So now that we get into the esoteric energy of it, we get into understanding, like I said earlier, I said something about your subconscious and conscious, your moon and your sun sign, and all your other signs. And here's the thing, right? A lot of people get lost in the esoteric, man. Not the esoteric, exoteric, sorry. Like let's say the sun and moon signs, for example, right? You gotta understand that's just internal representations of how you're mentally moving within your mental parameter, within your realm, within your space. So within this physical space, it's just a manifestation of the spiritual space. So once you understand how you mentally move, how you mentally operate, you can understand how you can bring more of that to the world based on what you're looking to do, based on what you're looking to create, based on, you know what I'm saying, your imagination, or your faith, your belief, whatever. Because a lot of people try to align themselves with energies that do not line up with themselves. That's why you have people being at the wrong workplace and then being depressed and not finding out why. You know what I'm saying? You be just doing what your parents told you. Your parents would tell you, oh, do this, and you would make us happy. But what about you? What about your happiness? Who told you that making someone else happy was going to make you happy? That's what you have to understand yourself. That's not everybody. Helping people doesn't necessarily make everyone happy. That's why you have demons in this world. That's why you have people that do all kinds of messed up shit. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know yourself. So you gotta know where you are. So you gotta know what battle you're involved in, what unseen forces are operating within you, and what unseen forces are operating in the world. Because that's important. And then you start to, once you get into this information, you start to see play out through people. You start to see it play out in things all around you. You start to see how when planetary bodies in certain positions, you start to see how people are affected based on their sign, based on what energy they have in their vessel, based on what their spirit created when they came into this realm, type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the esoteric energy, and it even goes a lot more deeper. You could do so much with this. You could even, once you understand like the properties of the physical things around you, let's say like crystals and gems, you can even use that for rituals and spells, for example. And a lot of people would look at that as a bad thing, but that's not a bad thing. Don't you know what intentions are? Don't you know that you can set intentions? Like, you just gotta understand how the realm works, because everything is basically a spiritual battle. And no God is coming down here to help you. No Jesus is not gonna coming back. Jesus ain't coming back. Jesus coming back is just the mentality of Jesus that's coming back, right? Because no physical person is gonna come outside of you to help you in the form of Jesus, in the form of God. You could find people that are like that have those principles and virtues, and you could observe them and learn things from them, because they come to teach about the stars and these occult knowledges that certain groups would prefer not to share with the majority of the public. That's why you have exoteric energy, like religion, programs that they put you in operational variables that is based on your virtues and principles, based on what you exude, you will be attracted to, and you will be trapped in, and you will not know why. It's not your creation, someone else created it, but your spirit is just hanging out in that space in someone else's creation. But you could create your own, but yet you don't. Who put that program there? Who told you not to create? Who told you to be a peasant? It's all just all these goddamn spells from all these goddamn books y'all got in your rooms, in your houses. And you know what I'm saying? Like, if you just understand the application of something, you understand how to use it. Like, you understand how to use love, the energy of love. You understand how to use the energy of hate. You understand how to use the vibrations that you have in your body. Because you're just supposed to use your thoughts and your feelings like your bitch. Cause like, who told you these are even your thoughts and your feelings? That's another topic. That's another subject. So do you understand how people can get lost now in the exoteric version of the energy and destroy their complete lives and not even know why? That's why the entire world is lost, and the entire world has been lost, and the entire world continues to get lost. And a lot of people are gonna be lost in this cycle behind me for God knows how long. I don't, you know what I'm saying? That's why it's every, you know what I'm saying? You gotta fight for your own, bro. That's why I'm out here. That's why I'm trying to fight for my own. So I'm trying to share and connect with people who are, you know what I'm saying, like-minded. The goal is probably create a community of like-minded individuals. You know what I'm saying? We can join people that are like-minded, going to the same place, hopefully. And yeah, hopefully if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, comment, communicate. You know what I'm saying? Life is a blessing. And yeah, peace to y'all.